Hello again, this is Mike with Toy Train Tips and Tricks. And this morning we just have a quick update on this Frankenstein SD-7 that I picked up off of eBay a few weeks ago. Remembering that we have basically a Lionel GP-7 shell with some what appears to be ALCO RSD truck side frames from an unknown source and put together. And so I've cleaned up the contacts. It is running much better. But to give you an idea of what this thing actually is, I've already pulled the mounting screw off, so I can just pop the shell off here. And let's take a look at what they've done. So here we have a Marx four-wheel drive. Looks like a steamer drive based on the spoke wheel. So you've got a Marx motor with lots and lots and lots of weight added to it. And there's a good reason for that, as you'll see. So we have our E unit. We have what looks like original Lionel headlight brackets. But you see, all of the other Lionel innards are gone. There's no horn relay. There's obviously no motor. Nothing but of the original Lionel. So you've got basically the original Lionel frame, the shell, and the headlight brackets. The shell, by the way, when I was originally looking at this, I saw the Burlington logo here and thought that it was some type of pasted on logo. But now that I look at it and also examine the shell, if you noticed, I have it turned the right direction. Anyway, turn it upside down. And whoops, no, I had it right the first time. There we go, part number 2328-5. So this was most likely originally a Burlington GP-7, the Lionel version, in silver and red. So with the red frame is probably original Lionel paint. And, so they painted it instead in what was called the Chinese red scheme. So it looks like, I might have been wrong. This might have been the original Lionel logo that they taped over when they painted, so they wouldn't have to come up with a Burlington logo. So anyway, quite an interesting setup. And so I'm going to put it back together here real quick and show you how she runs. All right, so let's fire her up. I found that it runs better long hood forward with the motor here pushing and pulling at the same time. It helps distribute the weight better to keep that Marx drive on the rails better. That's one of the reasons why there's so much weight on there. But let's show you how she does here. And slow it down a little bit. Because of the amount of friction in that Marx drive, in the way that the couplers are hooked up, you can't go much slower than that, or it'll hang up even on these O34 curves. So you got to have enough momentum to keep it going through the curves. So with that Marx drive, those four big wheels in there, it is kind of slippery. For as heavy as it is, it doesn't pull as much as you would think, mainly because that drive kind of bounces in there. Again, because those really large wheels and the way it is mounted in there. So if we're going even on these O34 and some of these O42 curves, like I said, anything slower than this, and she tends to bind up in the curves, especially with that first car. I had to put a milk car, very heavy milk car, as the lead car because the coupler wants to push off anything lighter than that in the curve. So if you're interested in top speed, she will fly. These Marx motors are geared to go very quickly. And so, yes, this thing could go supersonic if I wanted to. And we're borrowing some Spirit of 76 cars I had on here from some July 4th running. So I just threw this train together real quick before putting these together, just to give an update on how this thing goes. So overall, it's an interesting piece. It's certainly worth the $20 I paid for it, just for the curiosity. I will end up repainting it into my home fictional road. Burlington's not my cup of tea, and the automotive stripes are starting to peel on one side, so it was going to be requiring a repaint anyway. So here we have this GP-7 SD-7 hybrid. So, again, with the GP-7 shell, the details really don't match an SD-7. The fans are in the wrong configuration and the wrong number. They did change the grates to make it look more like an SD-7, the radiator grills. And then again, you've got these odd ALCO RSD-1 type side frames that I have no idea where these things came from. I haven't been able to find any type of manufacturing mark or ID number at all to indicate where these might have come from as parts. So here it is. I'm calling it a GP-7C because it's not really an SD-7. It's a GP-7 with CC trucks. So here's my GP-7C with the Marx drive, and I'll have some fun with it. It's not going to be as reliable as some of the other Lionel Jeeps, but it can be fun. And like I said, I'm going to paint it up in my home road and come up with something fun for that, and bring it out as a conversation piece. So there it is, the Frankenstein SD-7. And so this is signing off from Toy Train Tips and Tricks. Again, if you like this, obviously like it, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and come back for our next videos. Until then, happy railroading.